What is going on? Welcome to another episode of Raise Hail, Praise Dale. I am Voodoo.
I'm JT Dallas.
Sorry for getting started so late. Partially my fault because I had to go pick up my stinking kid from basketball, acting like he wants involved in sports or something. Then we were having some technical difficulties as well. Finally, thank you for coming in here and interrupting my podcast. What's that?
You're welcome.
Children. Anywho, got some new fun stuff for y'all tonight. Obviously, we're going to talk about the Tulsa Shootout.
Yes, sir.
Some other NASCAR updates, as well as looking forward to the Chili Bowl. Without further ado, guess we can go ahead and roll that intro, huh?
Let's do it.
All right, let me get my stinking notes pulled up because I don't have them pulled up at the moment. But welcome, as we mentioned, 41 days left until the Daytona 500.
Yes, sir. Not too long at all.
Getting there. We're getting there.
So, what were you gonna say?
I ask if you had anything specific you wanted to go over before we jumped into.
I mean, I could show off what I showed you.
Oh, we could do that.
Guys, you know that Voodoo and I, mainly me, has a problem with buying NASCAR merchandise. And
now he's gonna choke and die.
Sorry, guys. Shout out to the Racing Warehouse. If you guys don't know who they are a store in, I want to say South Carolina, could be North Carolina. Anyway, what they do is they go to NASCAR teams and they get like different memorabilia. And I got to win well, it wasn't really a win. I was just the first one to comment and bought a Ricky Stenhouse, part of his El Paso car. I'm trying to get it where you guys can kind of see it. The gray lines are where he's racing it. And I've spent a whole whopping $35 for that piece. And I'm pretty proud of it. I love it. It's got a taco on it, and I'm happy about it because I'm fat.
Taco's yummy.
So, shout out to the Racing Warehouse. I emailed them seeing if they wanted to kind of team up with us. I have not heard back yet. Which I haven't checked in a few days. But maybe possibly teaming up with them for a giveaway one day. Who knows?
Sweetness. We like giveaways.
Yes, sir.
So before we roll into this other stuff, you're showing that stuff off. Here in a minute or two, you should see some cool stuff up that way above JT Dallas's head up there. Every few minutes or so, we got all of our socials that are gonna roll up there.
Yes,
while we're on stream. So cool little addition. Keep a lookout for that. But
while we're talking about that, before we move on, 106 is where we currently stand. So
help improve that number.
Yes, sir. Our goal, we definitely beat our goal because our goal for the new year was to reach 100 subs, and we beat it before Christmas. So thank you guys so much. We set our goal for 300 this year, didn't we?
Yep. Yeah, for the end of the year. There it goes. There's the Discord invite code. Gonna roll through all of the other ones for the podcast as well.
Yeah, shout out to Voodoo because he's the mad genius that knows how to run all this stuff. I'm just here to talk like an idiot for about an hour.
I told y'all we would improve the stream when we got the stream deck, so I'm just trying to find new ways to get stuff on screen for you guys.
So Uh-oh. It's doing its thing again.
It did it for a second, but you're good now.
Okay. Are you ready to move to the post-race breakdown, or do you have anything else to cover before we...
I do have something else. So not only do we have that social thing that just showed up there, it'll be back, but we also got a fancy new little overlay going on here.
I think I seen a
You
quick
saw
peek
it already.
right there.
But,
It looked...
we're gonna introduce it to them. So let's
do it. Oh, look, we're getting more and more official right here, baby.
we got the live time right above my head, live on air. Down here at the bottom, we got an RSS feed from jski.com, which is one of the sources that we get our news from.
I think your clock's a little off there, homie.
It's on. It's supposed to be on Eastern time, but I guess it's
Pacific
not.
time.
No, that's an hour ahead of Eastern time.
Yeah.
Pacific's over in California. They're like,
so they'd be 3 hours behind Eastern time. That's what it is.
So, well, no, I can fix that real quick. Watch how easy it is to work on this thing. I mean, not take your thing away. But we need to go to this one. Need to drop it one less hour. Look at that.
Boom. All right. So now that we're on the right time, we're getting on the right track. Our technology, knock on wood, is working so far. We've already rolled the intro, so let's start actually talking about some cool stuff because we actually have a post-race breakdown this week.
A big one with that.
Bro, you ain't lying.
So, just to prove that I'm improving stuff, we gonna talk about the Tulsa Shootout.
I love this new setup. It's like top tier. This is the first time I'm seeing this for you guys that are watching. This first time I'm seeing it all together, and I'm not gonna lie, it looks top tier. Voodoo, you did a good job.
Well,
appreciate you.
Don't get too excited yet, because we about to talk about a handful of races out of the 389 races that took place at the Tulsa Shootout.
Yeah, there was I don't know the exact number, but I know it was like somewhere around 600 to 700, maybe more drivers.
I think it was more than that. I think we covered the amount last week, but I don't have it on there.
Oh my lord, it is an insane amount. And of course, we had a few Cup and Xfinity drivers in there. Have you seen the thumbnail? You've seen their beautiful faces.
Well, Sheldon Creed is no longer an Xfinity driver, sir. Oh yeah, he is.
What is he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. I'm thinking
I was about to say, is this news that I'm not aware of?
Oh yeah, he signed in the Supreme Cup Series.
Just because he's in the old school, Haas car doesn't mean. But no, it was. I don't know. I followed as much as I could because unfortunately I don't have flow racing, and my wife already told me that wasn't going to happen because I already pay for YouTube TV just for NASCAR.
We may be getting YouTube TV back.
Oh yeah. But she was not going to go for $40 more a month just to watch dirt track racing.
Yeah.
So I got to watch what Flow put on YouTube for their lives because they were really cool about doing like the qualifiers and stuff on live YouTube. So if you guys wanted to go back through and check that, it is really cool. I liked watching it. It was a lot of fun. And then I got to watch the last race because my buddy at work kind of hooked me up and let me watch the last race today.
What are friends good for?
I know, right? I didn't get to watch it live, but I got to watch the whole last race between Bell and Larson.
Yeah, that was some fireworks right there.
Oh boy, that was a good race. Honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, if Larson would have had one more lap, he would have had it.
Probably so. I saw some of the highlights for it. Yeah.
I thought they were gonna lose it when oh man, I don't remember the driver's name. I feel bad because I don't remember their name. But when they rocketed past Bell and then ended up having a flat tire, kind of killing their race. Sorry guys, I've been out in the cold all day. It is literally like it was single digits today with the wind chill.
And I'm
So I'm
over
sorry
here
if I'm
complaining it got
like
down in the 30s.
I had to work on a lift station in single digit weather. So if I'm stopped up and coughing, I apologize. It's that.
It'd be all right.
Yeah.
But like you mentioned, we did have a couple of Cup drivers, and I stand corrected, an Xfinity driver as well. We got the results for those guys, and made us some graphics for that. And because I got Streamed Out, we can get fancy. Let's
do it.
Let's first go to Chris Bell.
Man, beautimous. So I guess we can go through these since we're only covering a few drivers.
Yeah, each one has about 10 or 11 race, 13 races, something like that. I forget the exact number. They're
so
all about
I guess
even though.
Yeah, if you're listening, I'll go ahead and read off these for you real quick for Chris Bell, and I'll let
You love how my kids wait until I'm live and then come in here and ask me 8,000 questions. What are you planning?
Just do what I do and knock them out.
Wearing regular clothes to school tomorrow, you think?
Anyway, while he's dealing with that, Christopher Bell raced in the first race he raced in was the race 14 of the Wing Outlaw class. Got a solid 4th place. Race 56 in the non-winged outlaw, he got 2nd. That was just the qualifiers. Race 95 in winged A class, he got another 4th place. And in the stock non-wing of race 183, he got 2nd. Race 287 in the non-wing outlaw was 1st place, so he got his first golden driller there. 311 in the stock non-wing, he got his 2nd golden driller. Class 329 in the winged outlaw, he ran 5th. And 338 in the winged A class, he got another driller. 339, he got 6th place, which was the stock non-wing. 386 in the wing outlaw, he got 9th. 388, he got 5th, which is the winged A class. And of course, the final race, the non-winged outlaw, he took it home, barely beating Kyle Larson, getting his actual golden driller, because that was the championships. So I think I was wrong. If I remember right, they don't give out golden drillers for like the qualifiers or something.
I think it's just the main races, yeah.
Yeah, I got to think about that after I said it. So sorry guys if I was wrong. I think they just get like a medal or something. I know they get something.
Yeah, because like the first bunch of races is like trying to dwindle out people.
Yeah, but
after
the qualifiers, I think you just get a medal for winning, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, probably a little bit of moolah too. Money. Okay. All right. That was all of Christopher Bell that he covered.
Oh. Yes, sir.
What now? Right here. Jumping forward, Mr. Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch in the 51B.
Yes, sir. So I think he had one less race than Mr. Christopher Bell, because I don't think he qualified for the final race.
He didn't make it into the final race.
But his son got a golden driller, so at least one Busch came away victorious. Starting off with the Winged Outlaw race 7, he got his first place finish there. Then jumping to race 58 for the non-Winged Outlaw, he got another first place finish. Winged A class race 100, got a 5th place, so top 5 there. Race 173 in the stock non-wing, got a 4th place. He was entered into race 248 for the winged A class, but he actually did not start that race. Jumping to race 283, non-winged outlaw, 11th place. Rough there. Race 308, the stock non-wing, got 9th place. Another rough little run there. Race 324, the winged outlaw, he got a 4th place, so another top 5. Race 345, and the stock non-wing got a 3rd place finish, a little bit better. And then he kind of fell off again. Race 351, non-winged outlaw, got a 9th place finish. And last but not least, race 366, the winged outlaw, he got a 7th place. None of those, unfortunately, were good enough to get him into the main event.
For any of the classes.
Any classes, yep. Sucks to suck.
Maybe.
Anyways.
Maybe Kyle Busch's glory days are behind him because he can't even win a dirt event.
Yeah, right.
Anyway.
Well, his son was able to run one.
Yeah, his son's a pretty good driver, though. I follow his, I don't even know what kind of car they are. It's like the little mini M's. We've seen them at there at Nashville. The kids got to get in them,
Yeah.
It's the one that they had to take the top off of. I mean, he tears it up over there. Honestly, if he keeps it up the way he's going, I could see him in 10 years being better than his dad and his uncle.
Okay.
But he's got all his daddy's funding, so.
Right. He's got. Speaking of, did you listen to his interview after he won? All the sponsors he had to list out.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Speaking of interviews, I forgot to mention, quoting Christopher Bell here. Thanks, Joe Gibbs.
Right. It was a great interview.
That's all I had to say. It was a great, that's how you got to start your, winning the main event. Thank you, Joe Gibbs.
Smile on his face when he said it too.
Oh yeah, dude. You could tell he was having fun on all his interviews throughout the series. Yeah. Which, I mean, let's be honest, racers kind of like Chris Bell and Kyle Larson, they all started on dirt. They're dirt legends before they were NASCAR legends, so. But
it's close. My kids are about to make me go to jail. Anywho's, moving on to Kyle Larson. 83K.
Yes, sir. In race 6, winged outlaw, he got 3rd place. Race 6-0, that's 60. And the non-winged outlaw was 4th. Race 109, winged A class is 2nd. Got his first win at race oh my lord, hang on. Race 198, the stock non-wing. So he won that one. In the race 283, non-winged outlaw, he got 3rd. And 313, stock non-wing, he got 3rd. 333 in winged A class got 2nd. 384 in stock non-wing got 8th. 386 in winged outlaw got 1st. 388 in winged A class got 1st. And as you guys know, he finished a very, very, very close 2nd in 389, which is the final race.
No golden driller for that one. Did get golden
Have you ever said, hang on a minute, have you ever said a word so much that it doesn't even sound like a word when you get done with it?
Probably. Don't really pay attention to that.
That's the way I just felt about wing. That's why I was stumbling over it. I was like,
Kyle Larson did get 2 golden drillers. It just wasn't the non.
No, he got 3. He won 3.
Well, I don't think 198 was a golden driller race.
The statistic that I seen is he got 3 golden drillers.
I thought he only had 2. Chris Bell had 1. Brexton had 1.
No, because the only class he didn't win. Well, maybe. I don't know. Because I thought, hang on a minute.
There was some other random name I never heard of that got a golden driller too.
I swore I kept seeing 3 golden drillers because I thought that one dude got what you call it, disqualified. Hang on a minute. You can go ahead with Sheldon Creed if you want to.
Anywho's, moving on. Sheldon Creed, like you said, in the 74C. Leave me alone while I'm doing my podcast.
Yeah, you were right. It was 2. For some reason, I kept saying 3.
Like, I got a revolving door of kids coming in here.
Don't have as many kids.
Well, it's too late for that. All right. So, starting with race 17, Winged Outlaw, 7th place finish. Too bad this dude didn't races that matters. He did win some, though. Race 36 in the non-Winged Outlaw, he got first place. He got first place in the Winged A class, race 127. He was entered into race 158 for the Winged Outlaw, but did not make a start there. He got another first place finish in the stock non-wing. I said non-week. Race 199. Trying to be like you now. Race 287 non-Winged Outlaw, 4th place finish. So another top 5. Race 308 in the stock non-wing, his 7th place finish. Race 335, Winged A class, 12th place finish. Race 376 in the Winged A class as well, was entered but did not make a start on that one. Race 384 got him further than Kyle Busch. Stock non-wing, 16th place finish. And then, I mean, he was present for the final race. Race 389, the non-winged outlaw.
I think he had a problem, though. I really do.
I think that was technically a DNF.
Yeah, because I'm trying to remember, but I think he had a mechanical issue in the front end, if I remember right.
Yeah, but anywho, he made it further than Kyle Busch.
Yep. Not hard to do.
Right. All the drivers we had to cover for that.
All right. I'm sorry, guys, if you're a Kyle Busch fan. He's okay. I like watching his son race better, honestly. But if you're a Kyle Busch fan, hey, I respect it. You know, you guys like who you like. Speaking of liking who you like, did we ever unveil what we got finally after griping about it on the podcast?
I'm pretty sure we filled it last week, didn't we?
I didn't get mine last week. I got mine Monday. Oh, well. Mine's better because it's an elite.
Oh, you paid an extra, what, $30 for slightly more detail?
Yes, but I am kind of salty.
It's Lionel we're talking about here. It couldn't have been much better.
I know, that's what I was going to say. This is why I wish Lionel had a competition so they'd actually be, decent, because I did get if my camera will ever let me focus it, I did get my 84 Carvana, 75 years of petty. But up here, this one, right here, there's a big paint chip, and then like on the side, like down here, by the back tire, there was like a glob of dirt, like not even like a paint on dirt or anything like that, like actual dirt. So I don't know what's up with that one. But
Lionel, get your stuff together.
I know, but I did get it. It's nice looking. I mean, all the flaps that flap should flap. So,
yeah. Anywho,
yes.
I believe that's all of the post-race breakdown stuff that we got to cover this week. Now we get to do the NASCAR update.
Thank you.
Oh, hit them trackside trims.
Let's do it. Sorry, guys. All right. Welcome to the little trackside trends where we talk about NASCAR news and pretty much everything else. So I'm going to start by dropping a bomb that was kind of dropped on us. NASCAR is unsure of the status of the Chicago street race making a return after the 2025 season, meaning 2026 could be somewhere else.
Could be.
Yes, sir.
Have
What do you?
some other
If you can,
track come up or something. I don't know.
I know we've talked about this before, but if you could move a NASCAR event to another city, what would it be?
Not New Orleans. I get shot or ran over.
That's too soon.
Hey, I'm only about an hour away from there. So
um, I think it'd be cool to close down Times Square and make them race around Times Square.
could you imagine?
Just saying. They definitely get shot there too, but
Well, I mean, technically, I haven't had well, yeah, not a mass casualty
wait.
shooting at least in New York.
No, we just had a huge mass casualty event.
Yeah, I would say it could be considered mass casualty.
Considering it sparked a war on terror.
Right. Let me go close my door so my kid.
You're good. You're good. Um. Well, he's gone, guys. I got another city for you guys to think about. It's not even really a city, but what if they closed down Daytona Beach and ran an original-esque Daytona, where you come off the track and just slam on the beach? I'm sure they'd have to make like a special kind of track for it, but could be done. I mean, they closed down the center of Chicago. I don't know if you
Okay.
heard what I was saying, but
I did not.
I said I got another idea for. It's not even really It's not a city, but it's a very NASCAR-oriented place that is also a tourist location. What if they closed down Daytona Beach and ran a like original Daytona-esque race?
I'd be down for that.
So like, yeah, like
On,
they'd have to make like a
on
road.
the sand.
Well, I think they'd have to make like a road for these newer cars because I don't see them going very far in sand considering there's like this
Well,
much clearance.
yeah. Just make it a a partial dirt track instead of sand.
Yeah, throw some clay down and harden it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd get behind that one, and then make them go up and around the Daytona track.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that it'll ever happen because that's probably a lot of money that they'd have to figure out how to get the clay in, but it'd be kind of cool.
We shall see.
Yes, sir.
All right. So a little bit of sponsor news. Good news here. Flash has a title sponsor.
Yes, sir.
This one we've heard around a few races already. It'll be
I have been to a race where this was a sponsor.
Right. Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium. So Cookout taking over another race. I think they had like 2 or 3 last season.
Yeah. And of course
Martinsville.
they also sponsor the Southern Cookout.
Yep.
Yes, sir. So I'm glad that Bowman Gray is actually. I think it's going to be better than the LA Coliseum, honestly.
Almost the same exact track.
I mean, yeah,
but the
but I mean,
atmosphere
my
is going to
thing
be
is,
way
and I'm not
different.
trying to hate on anything. It's just as a NASCAR fan, I hate seeing them show a dude that doesn't even know what NASCAR is, that is completely blitzed out of his mind, that doesn't even know what he's really saying. You know what I mean?
Come on, you weren't down for that music.
It's not even like about the music. It was Wiz Khalifa making a fool of himself for a solid 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing I was like, man, not only did you do him kind of dirty, but like it's kind of boring to watch. Like, and I get like Pitbull doing the music. I get it. He's a part-time owner.
Mr. Worldwide.
I get it. But at the same time, who is generally your audience?
Well, that day, almost all of the ticket holders were first race experience.
Yeah, that and they were college kids. And I mean, I get it, but I'm happier to see it at Bowman Gray, a place that is actually like racing oriented.
I agree
So I
with
mean,
you.
I get it was, let's get racing out to somebody else, but that race was so drastically different that like even if that was my first race, it would turn me off to watching it if I watched the next one. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
I get it. I get it.
that's just my take on it. But moving on, Duels at Daytona dropped the Blue Green Vacations title sponsor, and now the Duel at Daytona. So
Just drop the title sponsor. I
yeah,
always called them the duels anyway.
yeah, I mean, there's more than one race. So, but so that'll be a little bit different.
So I don't remember how many episodes ago it was that we announced that F1 and NASCAR were going to start getting their parts from the same place.
Yeah,
Well, we're getting a little bit closer to that. Got some
definitely.
new parts that are going to make their debut in 2026. First things first. Right slide. Okay. That's the one. So it's going to be the new PCU 510 Digital Dash. Scheduled to debut in 2026 for the Cup Series. It's 12.3 inches, just like the current display, but it has a higher resolution. So it'll get you to 720p for resolution on it, 1920 by 720. Will offer composite video input for a rear view camera on it as well. So instead of having an extra camera somewhere, you can actually just dash there.
Yes, sir.
The other part that was up there first, Tag 510 is planned for testing this season, full debut in 2026. It's basically a data logger control unit. Can run
Basically, like
multiple applications.
you hear about the black box for airplanes. It's basically the car's black box, just more precise.
Yep.
So
It'll be tested this season to see if it'll be debuted
whoa.
completely.
Why is my
Got a little bit of a
camera
blur going on there.
There we go. I have a little bit of news that isn't on our news. It's kind of going down the news reels down below, but I was reading a little bit about it where NASCAR kind of alluded that they were interested in making Days of Thunder 2.
Yeah, we had talked about that.
Well, I know that, but like now, like it's
Now
there was a
NASCAR's
quote.
starting to talk about it.
Exactly, yeah. That's the point. Where it's not just I'm gonna get so much hate because his name's just like the actor Tom
Tom
Cruise.
Cruise.
Oh
How do
my
you not
lord!
remember Tom Cruise?
I'm not a Scientologist. I'm sorry.
Sir, you
Oh
are banned from this show for the rest of eternity.
well, deuces. Anyway, NASCAR has finally commented on it and saying that they would be interested, but there's nothing further. And the reason I thought to include this, which I didn't, I should have talked to you beforehand, but it is what it is because
Secrets don't
growing
make
up,
friends.
I know, I'm sorry, because growing up, Days of Thunder was my favorite movie. After Cars, Cars still takes the cake. Sorry about you. But Days of Thunder
What
is
a
like a
child.
top. I mean, okay, you want my tier list here because I've got one.
I
Okay,
think
you
we need to
got
save that for a special episode.
do NASCAR tier list. Um, but there are three movies that are the top of my list. Okay, and they're very hard to figure out if you know me. um,
Twilight's first.
exactly. Twilight, Breaking Dawn Part 2, and The Hunger Games. Those are my favorite. No, Those
Actually,
are
I
not
like the
my
Hunger
favorite.
Games. Like how
The Hunger Games wasn't bad. I will tell you that, but not my favorite movie. It's not a movie that I watched 800,000 times and can say word for word and still watch it. Just
By
saying.
the way, I'm gonna out of context clip that tier list that you just gave and post it around social media.
I mean, you could pair it with our Halloween episode.
Oh
Um,
man.
if you guys are
Anyways,
wondering what I'm talking about, go back and watch it.
yep.
Anyways,
Before we move on to
I
team changes, I didn't put it on there for charter update, but it's also going down there. The agreement for charters. Any organization that has not or does not already have 4 cars will be limited to 3.
yes, sir.
Hendricks and
Joe Gibbs.
Joe Gibbs. Yeah, thinking of the crappy Toyota team. Couldn't think of who they were.
You know what I've almost said like an idiot? Doesn't Stuart Haas have 4 cars?
They did.
Yeah, they did.
They would have been grandfathered in too, but not no more.
Rest in peace, Stuart Haas.
Right.
Had some cool schemes. Anywho, so you ready to move on to team changes?
Yeah, we can move.
All that good stuff. So starting in ARCA, got old Maples Motorsports, owned by Michael Maples. Started the new team to run the 99 in this year's series. He will also be the primary driver. You know how cool it would be to be named Michael Maples? Like, all I can think of is like the skit from Family Guy where he's talking about like the floaty arm tube guys. I don't even remember, but like I would have to do that to people all the time. I'm Michael Maples, owner of Maples Motorsports.
Say that 3 times fast, but you couldn't.
I couldn't even say it the first time without thinking hard about it. So, they will also field a second entry on a part-time basis with Ryan Roulette running running the 67. Sorry,
They got
this
some names, don't
seamless
they?
alliteration. I love it. Ryan Roulette and Michael Maples running for Maples Motorsports. Say that 5 times fast.
No, thank you. Venturini's got Lawless Allen signed for the full 2025 Arca Menard Series to run the number 20 Auto Park at Toyota Camry.
Yes, sir. Moving on to the Craftsman series. We got Thor Sport Racing has announced that Rich Lushes will be the crew chief for Ben Rhodes in 2025. So changing some crew chiefs.
Next up, Tricon Garage. You've seen this on the ticker down there too.
Yes, sir.
They're going to run the number 1 truck as an all-star truck. So going to be several drivers running through there. You got Brent Cruz for 9 races, Brandon Jones for 7 races, Lawless Allen for 4 races, and then William Sawalik for an unnamed number of races so far. And Mr. Jake, I think that's supposed to be Hampton and not Hampton, to serve as crew chief.
All right, moving on to Henderson Motorsports.
You remember Henderson Motorsports? It's been a minute since they've run.
I thought so. It sounds super familiar. I don't know who ran for them, but
They ran
trying
the
to
75 truck back in the day.
Okay. Well, the team hopes to run 10 races this season with Parker Kligerman behind the wheel of the 75 truck.
Yes, sir. Making a return to the truck series.
Didn't Michael Waltrip run for them?
That's a possibility. I don't remember who raced for him either.
Hang on a minute. I'm going to Google this one.
While he's looking that up, moving to the Xfinity series, we got another new team, Cope Family Racing. Mr. Derek Cope has formed a new team for 2025. Will run as the number 70 car with multiple drivers. Starting off that skit will be Leland Honeyman Jr. will run 17 races, starting with the season opener at Daytona. And then Thomas Annunziata will make his first start with the team at Coda.
Okay. So Stephon Parsons ran this last season, and then it looks like Connor Zilich ran for a little bit. Dang, they were running trucks back in the 80s too.
Yep.
Didn't know that.
How many races did they run last season?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
Probably just a couple. Don't really hear much about them.
No. I'm trying to. They've completed 24 Cup Series races, 298 Xfinity, and 103 truck with one ARCA start, making a total of 426 races.
Yeah, 426 more than I got.
Right. I'm trying to figure out. Brad Teague ran for them. Ronnie Hopkins and Morgan Shepherd. So, the more you know. Oh, Jeff Bodine raced for them. Back in 88, he ran the 66 Buick for them. Whoa. Hang on a minute. So the 75 car. Hang on, there's more. I'm going to read some more. The 75 car was drove part-time by Ernie Irving, Jimmy Spencer, Ward Burton, Elton Sawyer, Curtis Markham, and Butch Miller. So, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Had some
those names
big names in their little bitty shop. But anyway, so sorry to derail our situation.
Down a rabbit
I'm sure you covered. Did you cover Cope?
I did cover Cope. Yep.
All right. So let's move on to Alpha Prime Racing. Caesar. Oh no. Baccarella,
I think.
Baccarella. That works for me. Caesar Baccarella will pilot the 45 and the season opener at the Daytona or at Daytona.
The Daytona.
At the Daytona Speedway.
International.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Hang on. Rewind. And then Prime Bites, Mini Muffins, and TikTok Shops will be the sponsors of the 45.
Yeah.
I would love
like a pink and purple car.
I will. Right, that'd be cool.
It is. It is. I didn't put the graphic up here, but
no. I think I said that would be cool, but I meant to say that. I mean, it's gonna look good. That's what I meant to say. Anyway,
especially on track. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Every time I think of the 45, all I can think of is like the Adam Petty sprint car. If you can get that in your mind, it's like the red and black sprint.
I might have to look at it.
But
I'll pop it in my head. Moving forward. Joey Gase Motorsports. We got a lot of news for teams.
Mm-hmm.
Mason Maggio has confirmed he will run multiple races for the team in 2025. Probably going to be in that 53. Hadn't announced the driver for that one yet. It looks like it might be by committee there.
Moving on to Junior Motorsports, they have revamped their logo for 2025. I was about to say, I don't know if you got the graphic. It's a little early for that one,
right.
bud.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I didn't program it right. Sorry, guys.
I mean, it looks very similar, honestly.
So really, the difference is they dropped it down to just two colors, and the text underneath doesn't say Junior Motorsports anymore. It just says Motorsports. So, just a slight revamp. A revamp nonetheless.
Yeah. Am I the only one that's excited to see some of the old school 8 schemes hopefully hit the track.
You're not. But hopefully we'll see him soon.
All right. But, all right.
Moving to the Cup Series. Starting with Front Row Motorsports. We've got a nice little chunk of news for them. So officially, they have announced the finalization of their charter purchase from Stewart-Haas Racing. With that, they made some additional announcements shortly after. So Mr. Zane Smith will be returning to the number 38 full time with Ryan Burgundy as the crew chief. Then now it's official. We've been saying it for
Burgundy.
Ryan Burgundy, his
I know,
long lost cousin. Noah Gregson has officially been announced to run the number 4 car with Drew Blickensderfer as crew chief. So his crew chief from Stewart-Haas Racing is following him to the number 4. Is now official.
Sir.
We've been guessing the 4 for what, like a month at least.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, moving on to a little bit of my favorite news. As far as you guys know, you might have been reading it down in the newsreel. I'm not a Corey LaJoie fan. So
He is
when
a fan
Rick Ware,
of the winless streak being predominantly.
that's about all I'm a fan of.
Might lose that.
But well, it'll just transfer to somebody else.
I forget who.
Now, it won't be like 283, but I'm pretty sure it's 283.
I thought it was 272.
Oh.
Hold on. Go back
But
here.
while he's pulling that up, so Cody Ware appears to be the new favorite for the 51 instead of Corey LaJoie. I guess somebody decided, hey, this dude hasn't won a single race for all of the entire set. So
Ty Dillon would be.
You were right. You were right.
Last one. 245.
But yeah, so maybe they, see that this dude is just not, working so far. Last season, all he managed to do is wreck out some of the main characters in this event. This dude, so, maybe they're like, yeah, I don't know if I want to gamble on him, but we will see.
We shall see for sure. So next up, MBM chatter. We got a new driver of the 66. Maybe new to us, but definitely not new. He's been around a little bit. 65-year-old. His last Cup race start was back in 2015. Mr. Mike Wallace going to run the 66 and try to qualify into that Daytona 500.
Sir, did you see Rusty Wallace's quote?
Yeah.
I think it's not funny, but it's kind of funny. If you guys haven't seen it, the quote's basically he's got to get it out of his system. He's lost his wife. He's bored at home. Just let him run. Basically what Rusty said. Or I'm sorry, Kenny.
Yeah. Kenny. Yeah, not Rusty.
Kenny. Oh, man. But anyway, so I thought it was funny. In a weird. I'm not a terrible person, I promise. Anyway.
He's lying.
Fair. Hayek Motorsports?
I think it's Hayek. But
Hayek, formerly JTG Daughtery.
Yeah.
Based on an Instagram story, may have a new font for the 47. So might be looking at some different Ricky Stenhouse fonts. And who knows? I might get a matching Ricky Stenhouse piece.
Some tacos.
That's the whole reason I wanted this. I'm not gonna lie. I got it super cheap and I was happy about it. They had another piece that didn't have the race marks on it, but I was like, it's gotta have race marks. It's from a race car.
Right. Unless he was untouched and won the race, that's a different story.
Show me a car that's untouched after a race.
I'm sure there's one out there somewhere. Jumping to
after winning a race.
Yeah, jumping to Team Penske, not necessarily Cup Series news, but it is a Cup Series driver. Mr. Ben Barker had an injury while skiing, so he's not going to be able to race in the Rolex 24. So Mr. Austin Cindric is going to be set to sub in for him, and will be among a team of drivers to drive that number 64 for Ford Multimatic Motorsports.
Yes, sir. Chase Elliott wannabe.
No.
Oh, why are you giving me all the ones with like hard names? This is ridiculous. So moving on to Trackhouse.
Pans out.
So the 91 of Helio Castro. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Helio Castroneves.
Castro Neves, thank you. Castroneves. Wendy's will still sponsor, and Darian Grubb will be the crew chief.
This is for the Daytona 500, so another open car. Yeah. Daytona 500. Speaking of open cars, why don't we take a look at how many open cars are set to try and get 4 spots for the race?
Oh, Lord. That's a lot of damage.
Potentially could be 9 cars going for 4 spots. That is the most open cars we have had show up in quite some time.
Yes, sir. As long as Jimmy makes it, I'm okay. If Jimmy wins another 500, I will cry. I will do a whole TikTok post about how Jimmy's the greatest. Be prepared. If you guys are on our TikTok, you've seen my GOAT posts the last couple days. I was going to make one today, but I didn't have time. Work was crazy.
What a bum.
I know, right? I got to work for a living.
But
you might be able to change that if you subscribe right now and we get enough. This might be our full-time jobs. Anyway.
Not on the right one. Have the subscribe thing. But anywho, so Rick Wheel Racing might still run the 15. Has not officially been announced yet. Obviously, Mr. JJ Yaley is going to be there. Team Amerivet has said that they would field a car for the Daytona 500, but they haven't announced a driver yet. Beard Motorsports in the 62 usually runs all of the super speedways, expecting them to make an entrance. We just announced Mr. Mike Wallace in the 66. Obviously, Mr. BJ McLeod runs the 78 there and sometimes leads the race. Yes, somebody named Jimmy Johnson in the 84. I don't know if we've ever heard of that person.
Oh.
Dally just butchered this guy's name. The number 91 of Helio Castroneves. And then Mr. Martin Truex Jr. If you notice the logo there on the screen, will actually be running a car fielded by Tricon Garage.
All right. So if you take away the to be announced, what 4 names would you pick out of that section?
Truex, Jimmy, McLeod, Helio Castroneves.
You think so? Because the 4 that I would pick, of course, you got Truex, Jimmy, McLeod, and then Yaley, because they have the most experience with this next gen car.
Yeah, I'm expecting Helio Castroneves to be something to spark a little talk though.
So where is he from? Am I just special needs and don't know? Or
see, I know he's a pretty big name, at least on the international level.
I don't want to he's Brazilian.
Brazilian.
What is he? Indy. He's Indy.
Yeah.
Okay. Shows you how much I watch Indy.
I don't watch Indy at all, so.
Neither do I. And you knew more about him than I did. The only time I watched Indy is if I knew Johnson was racing, and I knew I could catch it. That's about it. And even then, I was like, man, I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of boring.
Sure.
Oh, my Lord. Camera, why have you forsaken me?
That's all of our NASCAR updates. Now we get to go to the fun part.
Yep, the race day horizon, because we have one of those too. It's like a full episode again, giving you a teaser for what the season's going to be like.
Wing. Alrighty. Well, I didn't put any graphics up for this one, but second week of fun dirt racing is about to come around. Chili Bowl Nationals. Actually got more drivers from the Cup Series scheduled to run this. So.
We do. So, of course, we had the, well, three of the four. Well, I think you just got Cup drivers listed here. I don't know if there's any more. So we've got, of course, the three that ran, which is Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, and Kyle Busch. But we also have, what is it, four more? So we got Ty Gibbs going to be racing J.J. Yaley, Josh Bilicki, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Oh, Ricky Stenhouse going to make an appearance.
Maybe he'll make a flip like
the one that I wish I had tickets for. Right? This is the one that I wish I had tickets for.
Yeah.
Because, again, it's in Tulsa. If you guys did know. So.
Well, to top it off, we have a former Cup Series driver that'll be there. Mr. Jeff really Goldon has been announced to be the Grand Marshal for the Chili Bowl Midget National.
Yes, sir. This is really why I wish I was there. Not because I'm a huge Jeff Gordon fan, but I have a lot of Jeff Gordon memorabilia, and I already had planned what I would take if I got tickets. When I found this out, I have this huge inflatable Rainbow Warrior car. Suckers, I'm not even kidding. It's like this big. I would have took and tried to get him to sign it, but didn't get tickets. They're expensive.
I bet they are,
bro. Like the cheapest tickets you can get are like $350 for the Chili Bowl. It is ridiculous. Tulsa Shootout's not too bad. It was probably like $100 a ticket for like the better seats, but Chili Bowl's a whole different beast. But anyway, going on to our confirmed rides for 2025, we do have, of course, a couple of add-ons to our Cup series.
Well, before we jump straight to the Cup, we did mention that number one truck, but it's not going to be on here because of the committee by drivers. I'm not going to put that on there. So no updates for trucks. Really none for Xfinity either.
I'm ready to watch Tony Breidinger tear it up in truck, hopefully.
Now on Xfinity we did mention Cope running the number 70, but didn't put it on here obviously because there's going to be multiple drivers, and Alpha Prime's going to be having that number 45, but doesn't sound like it's going to be a full-time ride. So
yes, sir.
Mason Maggio's probably in that 53 on the Xfinity there, but doesn't sound like he's going to be full-time either. So that jumps us up to the Cup Series.
Okay, so of course we've been speculating for months, and it finally got confirmed that Front Row is fielding the number 4, piloted by
who?
Noah Gragson. Noah Gragson is in the number 4. I don't know. I was like kind of looking at Justin Haley's name, which is right underneath on our notes, even though I know it's not. You know what I mean? So anyway, Front Row is also fielding the 38 of
There's no Justin Haley under that one.
No, there sure not. Zane Smith is in the 38.
While he tries to unscramble his brain there.
I'll get it together eventually. I promise.
Be this. Why did they switch Todd Gilliland to the 34 if they're keeping the 38?
Maybe in order to get Zane Smith, he wanted the 38.
I don't know.
Or maybe it's the team changes. Or maybe the 38 team is still staying the 38 team, but he's moving on to the 34 team.
I don't know. Seems unnecessary to me, but they do get to sell more merch that way.
There you go. We also, just to remind you guys, both of us have picked rookies, which right before the season, I think we're going to see if we want to change our rookies depending on who's what and where and all that. We'll be following them throughout the season.
Don't really
As it
have any
stands,
new rookies though.
no, we've
Everybody's
only
pretty much announced.
yeah, but I figure like last minute if we wanted to change.
Oh, like swap? I think we only got two
Yeah,
that we can pick from.
I mean pretty much.
Well, no, yeah, because Cole Custer's not going to count as a rookie.
I about said yours. I was like, Riley Herbst is a rookie.
Yeah, mine. Back off.
You also have SVG as the rookie. Yeah, that's Ty Dillon's not technically a rookie because he raced in Cup in like the 2021 or 2
Yep.
season. Huh. Well, I think we're stuck with our rookies then. So I've got SVG and he's got Riley Herbst. We're gonna be following them throughout the season, seeing who picked the better rookie, who gets rookie of the year at the end of the season.
Yep. It'll be me.
We can go on. We can go on to our paint scheme reveals. We
only got one
of those.
Accidentally showed it earlier.
Yes, sure. So the freeway car literally looks like all of his other freeway cars to me, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, might be a slight color up difference, but looks pretty much the same.
I mean, it's all right. It's a good scheme. It definitely gives me Affleck vibes, like all of his other ones do. So, so the numbers made me think of something. Did you see JR Motorsports, going back to Xfinity for a second? Their post on Instagram, I think is what it was, where the 88 for the Xfinity will be running like metallic numbers like that.
I did see that. Yep.
It looks nice.
Well, what you gonna rate this one, sir? Give him a little taste of what we're about to have coming up in a few
Man,
weeks.
just because it's kind of like all of his other schemes, I'm gonna give it a 3 lug because it's kind of average. I mean, it's okay.
I'll agree with your 3. Let's keep it there.
Yes, sir.
I feel like they could have done more, but I also feel like it's one of those simple but nice ones. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish that they would change up a little bit about it. I don't know. I mean, you have to wrap the car every week anyway, so you might as well just make it cool things.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So if you guys were wondering about the lug nuts, if this is your first time watching, during the season, Voodoo and I do a Wednesday episode. Right? A Wednesday episode?
Yep. Well, we record it Wednesday. It gets posted on Thursday.
Okay. I always get that backwards because I'm used to just being like, okay, we record them. Anyway, we go through the schemes from the last race and we will rate them. And by lug nuts, of course, 1 through 5, because cars used to run 5 lugs back when it was cool. I'm sorry, bro. You can hate me if you want, but like my childhood was like in the pit camera. You hear the, you know what I mean? Yeah, not just. I don't know. I get why they switched to one lugs, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I miss 5 lugs. Like, I watch Xfinity sometimes just to hear the pits. I know it's faster for the 1 lugs, but oh, the sound is just so nostalgic. You're like, oh, that's NASCAR. That's about as NASCAR as sitting on the car you're driving in the race and ripping off your own tear off. That's NASCAR. But anyway, I think it's your turn for the discussion topic. So,
Well, I would say we don't technically need one for this week. We're already over an hour.
oh,
So,
true. Dang, it is like a normal season.
there's a lot of news to go over this week.
Yeah.
We are
Dang it,
working
man.
on a few pieces of merch. So Jimmy Johnson being the GOAT, Christopher Bell's
Yes,
Victory
sir.
Bell, and Brayton Laster's Pizza Man. Um, saw one come through too. It's not necessarily a food, but obviously we're not sticking just to food now. But I can't think of his name. Dude, we just announced for running Daytona, Helio Castroneves. Apparently, he gets referred to as Spider Man. That might be an interesting one to do. Obviously, we can't make a Spider Man shirt, but we can make
I
a
was just here
man
thinking,
of spiders.
what would be worse, NASCAR suing us or Disney suing us?
Both at the same
Probably
time.
Disney.
But yeah, we got that merch coming. If you're here watching and enjoying what you watch, get us past that 106 mark. Hit that subscribe button for us. What we are
Sir,
jumping into
also,
next is one of our fun parts.
I was going to say before we move on, also, guys, if you want to jump into the chat, we will talk with you live. If you're watching this after we're live, jump into our Discord or any of our socials and just like DM us if you want to ask us a question or something. We will get to you, we promise. And I encourage you to just jump in our Discord anyway because we've got some things that we're kind of working through this next season, and it's gonna be fun. We got to do the watch party for the championship race this year in Discord. Of course, we can't live stream that and record it and stuff, so we don't want to get ticked with copyright and all that. But if you guys want to join in on that, it'd be awesome. We also talked about this next season, which I know we're not wrapping up the episode, but I'm going to go ahead and do my spiel. This next season, as it's getting closer, we are going to do some giveaways. So be watchful for that. We're going to kind of change up how we do them.
Maybe not give as many away to a trash can.
Yeah, trash can kind of took the cake this last year. So,
but in all
which
fairness,
of you guys,
one of the giveaways there was only like 4 people. The other one was only like 2.
Yeah. So hopefully this season we get a little bit more people, which I'm going to try to post more about it. I'd like it to be a little bit better prize. Well, I say better as in like better, because our big giveaway this last year was pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, it had like how many signatures? It had like 6 or 7 signatures. Had a bunch of like NASCAR memorabilia and stuff. But I'm kind of thinking something more, not this specifically, but more along the lines of this.
Be
Possibly as
cool
a
to get that
giveaway.
signed too.
Definitely. So the Racing Warehouse, actually, they sell a lot of stuff like this, right? And it's like they do it off Facebook a lot, but they also have a website, and they do have signed pieces and stuff like that. The only thing I don't like about them, which I mean, they have pictures on their website and stuff, and they're like legitimately like, I mean, all you gotta do is go look at their website, but there's like no COA or anything on this. I would love to have a COA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a piece of sheet metal that I know what car it come off of. They have pictures with the teams that like they've sponsored different teams in the Cup Series and Xfinity. You can just go through and see. But yeah, so possibly maybe some sheet metal giveaway. Ooh, I just knocked the crap out of my desk.
Good job.
I'm gonna try to make it a good one. If I can't make a great big piece because it'd be impossible to ship from where I'm at.
Yeah.
If Trash Can, if you're watching, you understand what I'm talking about because my post office is literally the worst post office ever. So we'll see on how to do that. So I guess we can go on to S Cubed. That's all I had my spiel for. But so S Cubed is brought to you by Happy Hour Racing. I know I just went on a tangent about Racing Warehouse, which they do more like race use stuff. But if you like merch like shirts I'm wearing or a hat or a die cast or whatever, this is my go-to place. They're quick at shipping and they're pretty awesome. They're pretty reasonably priced too. So yeah, just go check them out. And when you make your purchase, use code RHPD to support us. And no, it does not cost anything extra. We just get a little slice off the top to help us. We got to set up a next goal. We got to have like a goal counter. But until that happens, we'll get together and we'll see about a goal. Because I mean, I don't know. I don't know about you, Voodoo, but I want the podcast to be an interactive experience, kind of. And your stream deck has definitely helped, as you guys can see. The way he has set our podcast up is freaking phenomenal, and I can't give more props to him. I love it so much.
A lot easier now.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I'm not gonna go on my spiel of where we started, and if you've watched before, you've heard it. But I'm
I haven't said it any this year.
I have not technically. This is also the first episode of the year, so congratulations on that. We have almost made a full year, homie.
Full calendar year.
Yes, a full calendar year. Doing this every week except 1 or 2 weeks where one or the other had some major thing go on.
But then we made up for that and actually had it in person.
Yeah, it was awesome. I don't know. We'll have to see if we can do one this season. And if like I said, guys, if you are new to the show and you don't know, we are like 6.5 hours apart. So it's kind of hard getting together and doing stuff. But if we can make it happen, we'll make it happen. So, but again, Happy Hour Racing is awesome. They do shirts, hats, diecast, and it's not just NASCAR; it's F1 as well. So if you are an F1 fan and you want to buy your stuff from there, use the same code, and you will be helping this podcast. We do appreciate it so much. We will definitely get a new goal up since Voodoo's wife beat us to the punch on this one. So
I'm not complaining.
I'm not either. It's great. I love that I get to utilize what you got. So, all right. So you've got the pick.
Yeah, I got the first one. So Mr. Kyle Petty, Wells Fargo scheme from the 2007 Daytona 500, obviously at Daytona International Speedway. This nice little, it's a red base car with some gradient yellow going on. But if you look closely above that back tire, you got some horses carriage type.
Yeah, it's a Wells Fargo wagon.
Yep. Yeah, pretty cool considering back then they weren't really wrapping cars yet. So
yeah, I was just thinking that too. I was like, man, that's kind of like the beginning of when they started wrapping cars.
As you can see, that's an old Dodge Charger up there. So don't see them around no more in the Cup Series.
Dodge, please come back to NASCAR. Please come back to NASCAR.
So he didn't have a great race. Did finish the race without wrecking, but he started in 29th. Finished all the way back in 42nd, which nobody can do these days.
Yes, sir.
This is only 40 cars. Yeah, finished
I
past
know.
40th.
Maybe they should for this Daytona 500, since we've got like 50 entries, they should run 43 cars and just give some people a little extra shot.
I doubt it. It would
I
be
doubt it
cool, but I
too.
doubt they would do it.
I don't understand why the cars that they're running 43 deep was a lot more powerful than what they got today. Just saying. But
That's my
I do
pretty
like this
car.
I give it 4 lugs, just because
I'm
it was
not
kind
ready
of.
for that. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, I did it on my side. Oh well. I
Well,
picked it, so
just
obviously it'd be
because,
4.
right? Huh? I think it deserves 4 just because it is like the early days of vinyl wrapping and stuff, so they're still kind of trying to figure it out. I like it.
And now
So,
moving on to yours.
yes, sir. So for some reason, I have a Casey Kane addiction because it feels like every other scheme that I pick is a Casey Kane one. So you're welcome. I don't have Casey Kane Fridays. I've got S cubed Casey Kane. But this is
We should put
the
like a
2000.
little tracker together to see which
How many
driver's been
times?
picked the most on this.
Right. We'll have to look back and see if we can figure that one out. But this one's the 2012 Coca-Cola 600. It's Charlotte Motor Speedway. He started at 7th and finished first. And not only did he win this race, but he also won his 300th career start, which is this race. And he led 96 out of the 400 laps. Yes, sir. That Quaker State number 5 looks phenomenal.
It's not bad. I like all the red and blue stars on there. Kinda
I do too.
pops it off.
That and if you guys watch Scheme Scene, I got it right the first time. You're welcome.
Took you long enough.
If you guys watch Scheme Scene, I have kind of broke down what makes a 5-lug car. And it's got to be green with a lot going on or patriotic. And to me, it's green and it's got a little bit going on, but just enough to edge 4 lugs. It's not quite a 5-lug car, but it is a beauty.
I'll I'm gonna put it at a 3. Only because they could have done something to meld the two together, but it's like segregated as far as like the patriotic and the rest of it.
Okay, I'll agree with you on that one. It's definitely not as nice looking as his number 9 was, but I mean, come on. He makes that 5 look better than Kyle Larson's Hendrick Motorsports car all the time. At least he has an actual sponsor.
I mean, technically Kyle Larson does too, because it's the same person
I
who
mean,
owns the
yeah,
car.
but that'd be. Let's be honest. That'd be like you showing up to the track saying, "This car is sponsored by my dad." You just had a big dad on the side of it all the time.
This car is sponsored by me.
Even that car was cool. It had a Puma on it.
I'm on fire.
For record, that was one of the 3. Just to let you know, if you're keeping tally.
Some people.
Listen. All I'm saying is I have a pre-Talladega ritual, or I'm sorry, pre-Daytona ritual. Okay, I'm gonna run you through that ritual because Daytona's coming up. So we always usually have like a 500 party. Well, we did last year. But before the 500 hits, there's 3 days that I watch movies, and all those movies consist of is cars and racing. Okay? It hypes me up. I know I'm a nerd, dude. I don't care. So I start off real simple with Days of Thunder because it's a top tier classic. It's about racing. It makes me think of the old days. That's awesome. And then I go to Cars because I have children that love the movie Cars, and I love the movie Cars. And if you don't like Cars, you're wrong. The first one, the first Cars, the one actually about NASCAR. And then I finish it up with Talladega Nights because it is hilarious. And it is a movie that I quote all the time. In fact, I'm surprised I'm not wearing the shirt that says "If you're not first, you're last." Which
I will say the Days of Thunder and the Talladega Nights, I would consider NASCAR movies. Cars.
How is Cars not a NASCAR movie?
It's a kids movie, kid.
And it's still NASCAR. It has Dale Jr., Richard Petty, who else? Darrell Waltrip.
Well, this new one coming out
Mike
is supposed to
Joy.
have Bubbles.
I don't care about the new one. I don't necessarily like the other two. I mean, the third one was okay. Oh my god! But the first one, I mean, it was all about NASCAR. It was about a driver who thought he was a big shot, fell into a town and met an old school legend, and then turned around and used what the old school legend taught him in life, and turned out to be a bigger winner than a Piston Cup, aka the NASCAR Cup. Or the Bill France Cup. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say NASCAR. I'm sorry. AKA the Bill France Cup.
You know more details about the movie than you do know actual NASCAR.
That's not true, okay? I know a lot about NASCAR. Ask my wife. She gets annoyed with it.
Anywho, before he goes down another rabbit hole and talking about the dang on Cars movie more.
Don't trash talk Cars. I'll take it personally.
Yeah. What you gonna do? Come hunt me down?
I will drive 6.5 hours just to make you watch that movie.
my kids would watch it with you real quick.
See, that's what we're gonna do. So when we get to meet up, we'll just sit there and live stream us watching Cars and Talladega Nights.
Hey, I'm down. Maybe you can hop into the watch parties too and join the Discord. We'll see the code up there eventually, or it'll be down in the description below. We are currently at 106 subscribers, but we got plenty of people that watch that aren't subscribed yet, so hit that subscribe button for us.
Sir, thank you guys so much for doing all that you do. I know it's just watching a video, but it means the world.
Yep. Outside of that, I think that's it. We are at an hour and 22 minutes, sir.
Man, you can tell the season's ramping up because the episodes are getting longer. But I think it's my turn to take us out. What do you think?
I'm down for that. Yep.
All right. Thank you guys once again for riding shotgun with us on this episode of Raise Hail, Praise Dale. Remember, the checker flag might fall, but the excitement never ends. So until next time, keep the pedal to the metal and the passion for racing burning. This is Raise Hail, Praise Dale signing off. Catch you in the next turn.